good. Questions? We'll start here with Nick.
Hey Dallas, how good do you think this defense can be this year?
The defense has no limits to it this year. You know, from what I'm seeing every day in practice, you know, the type of work we putting in, you know, just the unity as one, you know, the togetherness that we starting to have, and the bond on and off the field. So it's no limit to how the defense can be built. So.
In the back, Mike.
So what have you seen from the two freshmen, summer enrollees, Keon and Beyonce?
I mean, yeah, you know, I'm seeing a lot of improvement. You know, a lot of physical traits that they both possess, but it's progression that I see every day. Whether it's the little things such as individual to team periods and just knowing what they're supposed to know on the defense. You know, it's a lot of progression every single day between both of them. I love to see it.
See on the right here with Charlie.
Yesterday, Coach Saban said that you've been a good leader this preseason, I guess all summer. Has that been an emphasis for you to maybe be more vocal and to be that example for other guys?
I mean, yeah, because it's a new generation of college football now. So just like me having the experience I have playing as a freshman and stuff, like just knowing what it takes and knowing what it takes to get to where we want to be. It's just I could just echo that. Just tell everybody, trying to get everybody on the same page. Just make sure everybody's ready to work for the season.
In the back with Kyle.
Hey Dallas, I got the Jordans on. I saw that you had the Jordans on too. How they're playing, and kind of like I posted on Twitter, and a lot of people like the swag that you have with the Cleveland.
Oh, you talking about the Jordan ones?
Yeah.
I try and spice it up this season. It's the last one, so I've been wearing Jordans since I was born. My dad, he's a very big sneakerhead, especially growing up. A lot of shoe stores and stuff. So sneakers is nothing new to me. So I just try and bring it on the field some type of way. So
Yeah. Right with Cody.
Some of the younger guys, Saban said that there's sometimes a transition, high school to college, to playing that outside linebacker role. Sometimes they come in just playing D end. What's the toughest part you think about that transition going from maybe down lineman to outside linebacker, Bama?
I mean, I feel like the transition is more tougher mentally, and understanding the game of football and understanding coverages and rush lanes and gap integrity and stuff like that. And so I feel like that's probably the hardest transition from high school to football is the expansion of your football IQ. So in high school, people just trying to see ball, get ball, but it's a lot more little things than the striking blocks and pass rushing and dropping and being in the right place at the right time. So.
Katie.
Hey Dallas, between the speakers that were brought in just with the coaches talk to y'all, what do you feel like was the biggest message or takeaway from fall camp?
I feel like the speaker that stuck most to me was Doc Rivers, because he's a very famous, very successful NBA coach, and so I feel like he's had a lot of successful teams and he had a lot of bad teams that didn't go out so well, and so he stuck with me by saying about the Celtics team when they won and brought in Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen, and he said everybody had to sacrifice something. They had to sacrifice something to get to where everybody wants to go. So Paul Pierce being on that Celtics team, he was a star player, and he had to cut back on the amount of shots and touches he had because he had guys like KG and Ray Allen and stuff like that. So I feel like if everybody sacrifices one thing, whether it's on or off the field, and everybody just plays their role, sky's the limit. So.
Back with Matt.
Do you have a favorite pair of Jordans?
The fours I got on my feet right now, the Jordan fours, but I really like them all. I got a couple. I have some colors I like, yeah, but I'm very spontaneous with shoes, so I can't. Yeah.
Joe.
Obviously, the defense wants to play to a standard for themselves, but how much do you guys feel a responsibility to test and prepare the quarterbacks as they're going through a quarterback battle to really get them ready for the season?
I mean, it's hard to tell because they rotate all the quarterbacks with different teams. So one might go with the first team, one might go with the second team, and or third team, fourth team, and then it changes the next day. So the quarterback battle is very challenging, but everybody's good. Literally, with the scrimmages, from what I see, and during the preseason and stuff like that, it's iron sharpening iron every day. So it's very unique to see.
Up front, Tony.
Have you spoken with Will since he's left, and what's the best piece of advice he's given you?
Yeah, I talk to Will very frequently. Seeing how his mind is working with the transition going into the big league, National Football League, And honestly, like the main thing he told me to, you know, just relax. Like it's just relax. Like it's all about football now. You know, it's not. Just don't put so much pressure on yourself because of, you know, the type of name and all the hype you have to quote unquote live up to. You know, just relax and just be you, and everything will fall in place. But you know, yeah, Willis transitioned very good when he made a big play against the Dolphins. You know, it's something you see every day in practice. So I wasn't too surprised. But
Back with Kyle.
Dallas, what stands out about Beyonce Pierre and Keon Keith? I know they're you know, summer rivals, but during fall camp, what stands out about those two players in particularly?
Honestly, for me, it's probably the natural physical ability they both acquired. Like they both very special physical specimens. You know, how they move, to how much impact they put on the blocker. You know, it's just something that is good to see every day because they're so young, but you know they have so much potential and they don't even know it. But you know, it's just them having to day-to-day grind. You know, that's just gonna stack days, and you know, it's just everything's gonna turn out good for them.
Two more. Charlie.
Going against him in practice, how have you seen a guy like Caden Proctor progress and maybe get more comfortable with that left tackle position?
Caden Proctor, you know, that's my guy. We go out there every day in practice, you know, but he gets me better. I get him better every day in practice. But I can see the very fast progression that he having coming in. So, you know, seeing him day by day and just seeing him slowly get better, you can tell he's gonna be one of those ones for sure. Like when his time comes, you can tell he's gonna be definitely one of those ones.
Cody.
Another young guy, Caleb Downs, kind of a two-parter here. One, what's the most impressive thing he's done during camp or the preseason? And two, what have you kind of learned about him and his process?
Caleb Downs is a straight dog. You know, he came in here and he snapped it. He came in here and, you know, he tried to establish how he plays on the field, you know, very quiet off the field, you know, just sit, but he's more of a listener than a talker, so I do like that about him. But, you know, he's a dog. You know, if you tell him to do something, he's going to do it. So, you know, he's very instructive of what he does, listens very well. You know, he's going to give it to the fullest every snap. So, you know, it's the expectation, but he always delivers. So.
Last one, Tony.
Yeah, just kind of continuing from Charlie's question, Caden's a pretty athletic guy. What's the craziest or most eye-opening thing you've seen him do on the practice field since he's been here?
One thing I would say about Caden is that your first move is not always going to beat him because, you know, Caden, he's such a raw talent and the potential is unmatched. But, you know, he knows how to recover very well. So, like, if you beat him on the first move or something like that, the recovery's right there. Like, he's back at you like you didn't even do the move. So, you know, yeah, but he's very eye-opening, especially coming in as a young guy. You know, especially being on the O-line with the ones as a freshman too. Like, that's impressive.
Thanks, Dallas.